Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom,
I am Mike.
and today, Mystery Mash Monday. So what do we do for Mystery Mash Monday? For those of you who might be new, Mystery Mash Monday, I unleash my wife on the many bottles we have on the other side of the room. We try to guess type and price and proof and whether we think it's finished or not, and ultimately grade it before we even know what it is. It's sitting over here in a little bucket, covered up. She didn't skimp on the color on this one. Whatever this one is, this is pretty dark. I gotta say that.
It's not a screaming nose.
Ooh, you don't think so?
It's fruity.
Yeah, I'm getting caramel too, though.
Not really getting a hell.
I'm kind of getting like a dark caramel like that.
Well, by the looks of it, it would be a dark caramel.
Mm-hmm. No, like yeah. I'm gonna have to go in for one.
Mm-hmm.
I just was drinking a black velvet cake, a shake, so I may get some of them flavors going in. Mm.
It's got a pretty good nuttiness.
Wow.
Did you get that?
No. Ooh.
It's
Got a
totally.
proof.
I don't think we're in the 120s.
That was my first sip of the day. I forgot to bring my drink up here. I'm not happy about that.
Have a water.
Getting a little something weird out of this one.
I'm not disappointed. It's not crazy amount of notes going down though.
You don't think so?
The nose is starting to actually come around.
That one hit me. Can't get proof on this. I don't know where I'm at. What are you thinking?
For proof? I
No,
don't
for
think.
type.
Oh.
Let's start with that.
Yeah, well, that's confusing me because I'm not really getting any mint, but
I am. I'm getting a hint of it.
in the flavor, when I just swished it, it had a pretty good numbness. So
There
that's
is
gonna
definitely that.
lead me towards a rye or a high rye.
I get it right before you swallow. I get the hint of the mint. I think we're dealing with a malted rye here. I think I'm getting a malt.
Mm-mm.
I've been known to be wrong, but I think I'm getting a malt in this.
Maybe in the taste.
Mm-hmm.
You get the malt kind of first, and then with the little. Still would lead me to believe that.
I do. I get the malt flavor. Right before I swallow it, I get that little hit of a mint, or a cooling sensation, like I like to say. It's leveling off on the heat wise. That first sip kind of hit me hard, but now that I've been drinking it, I still think we're. Oh, I think it's got a little proof to it though. It's kind of sitting in my chest a little bit. I'm getting a little bit of a hug.
I'm thinking like 100 proof though. I don't think we're
really
that.
Oh, I think we're a little higher.
114, you think?
Yeah, that's where I was at actually. I was hovering around like the 115.
Not really
mark.
getting that.
But I'm gonna see. I'll take a couple more sips to get acclimated. I really think I smell the malt now. But this is the funny thing when you do stuff like this, and if anyone has access to it, I recommend it to everyone. You can convince yourself that we're drinking anything. It doesn't matter. By the end of it, I'm like, ginger ale, definitely ginger ale. It doesn't matter. Like once you start putting things in your head, you're like, oh, I'm getting every note that I know that I just said.
I'm not getting a rye nose. It is caramel-esque out now, but
no, if you're talking when you say rye, like as in mint, I'm not getting any of it. I get it. That hit right before it, and it could be just a single malt, maybe. But I think I'm in the malt land. I think it's a malted rye, though. I think the malt is covering for the mint part, because I can actually smell. It almost smells like a Texas whiskey right here, which again, it could be one of them too.
Mm-hmm. They can be that dark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm all over the place in my brain today.
Oh, I'm definitely tasting the malt. It's either a single malt or a malted rye. But I think I'm getting a hint of that mint, so I'm going to
I
go with
would-
a malted
I
rye.
definitely lean where there's a rye in here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a malted rye. It could be just it. I'm definitely getting that malt flavor. So it could be a single malt, but I like this. I like this and it's different than. Could this be like that one of the one lines? Or the old line? What is
I don't
that? What is
remember.
that? The military ones?
Yeah.
We got 3 of them over there.
Was it that dark? I don't remember them being this dark.
We haven't cracked one. Someone sent in a sample.
Yeah, but I don't remember it being this dark.
Those are just single malts.
I'm leaning towards here's some rye in here.
I'm thinking malted rye too. I'm thinking it's proofier than we think too.
I'm going to stick to my 100 on this one. I don't know. It's not hitting me.
Could be my heartburn flaring up. The more that sits in the glass, though, the more that malt is really shining through.
Which that might have been the nose right off the bat that I didn't pick up on.
Know what it was? I think
I said it was unique, so that might have been what.
It's not drinking hot at all in your mouth. It's just sitting in my chest. I think we're upwards of the 120s. I really do.
Wow. Well, we're in different
Yeah,
quadrants today.
I think this could be sneakily hot. I do. Like, and it's not in your mouth at all. That first sip was like I was like, "Oh, that's got something," but it's really sitting in my chest. So we're upwards. I want to go.
If that's
118 or up. I really do.
Because it goes through smooth. So.
Oh yeah, no, it drinks off the soap, but
Yeah.
it's sitting in my chest.
Yeah.
Is what's making me think it's upwards of like maybe it is like a 118. I'm gonna say 118 just for fun. This could be one of them sneaky ones where there was so much flavor that we're actually drinking and it's like 130 proof to me. Like it's just it's sitting.
And I'm out to lunch today.
It's sitting today. All right, so I'm going single malt. I mean, sorry, I'm gonna try the malted rye today. I think I'm gonna go malted rye. I'm gonna say not finished. I'm gonna say one of my options here. What else am I looking for? Price.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Proof,
say
you did.
There's a ton of flavor to this. I think anything 80 or under to me, I think I'd be happy with that price range. I think it's. I mean, I think this brings a lot of flavor.
It does.
Whether you like the flavor, or not,
I don't mind.
is that option? You know, like
I was like $69.99. That'd be like a prize price.
I know the single malts are usually a little more.
They are.
I like your price better than my price, but I as far as like trying to hit them in a range where I think
nose
it is
really starting to come through.
It is.
In the Caramelesque gland now.
The flavor. It has a ton of flavor. I say this about all the Texas whiskeys we do. They bring a ton of flavor. Whether you like that flavor or not, that's on everybody's thing. So what?
I don't think we're in that extreme. I'm going to go with a malted rye myself.
Okay.
I kind of like that.
It's
not drinking me hot.
to me.
So I'm at 100.
Mm-hmm.
$69.99. And I don't really mind this.
If I was doing just mouth, I would be down by 100. It's just because it's sitting in my chest. It could be just a heartburn.
It's not hitting me like that, so that's why I'm there.
This might be that single malt. This might actually, because I'm not getting that hint of the mint as much either. This might be one of the one lines. Maybe it's the lowest proof one line.
I get the numbness though when I swish it, like it would be a rye.
I'm going to say malted rye too, but my other option is definitely single malt on this one. But all right, so what do you grade it?
I'm not disappointed. I could go B plus A minus on this. I don't think it's screaming to our top tier, but it's not in the bottom tier at all. It's not like the one we did a while ago.
I like this a lot. And
I do. It's
when
worth
we review it.
We'll see.
I was at
if it's 130, then maybe not. But
I was at an A minus myself. I think this is super solid. I think I'd like to put this up against something and see how it comes out. The more I keep drinking it, it's sitting in my chest. I'm wondering if it's that one. I got one at Julio Liquors a long time. Nope, it is an old line. What do I keep saying? One line. Nice. So it is the single malt finished in a sherry cask. Well, let me get my notes.
We missed that.
Yep, it is 100 proof too, so you nailed that one. So we'll be back in a minute. All right, so we are back, and we are not good at this game. That's all there is to it. But we were definitely all around it. We
finding it.
No, it was a tough way to find it too. These have been in the sack for a long time. I've been saying we got to crack some of these. So once again, she did a great job. So let's get right into the particulars on this one. This is the Old Line American Single Malt Double Oak series. It's finished in a sherry cask. It is 100 proof, like you said. We got it for $49.99. I'll talk about the years. It's an average of about 5 years altogether. But so this is distilled in Ohio, aged and bottled at the Old Line Spirits out of Baltimore, Maryland. So the mash bill is a premium 2-row malt, deep roast malt, other things. And then it says 3.8 years. It's in a number 4 charred white oak. Entry proof was at 120, and then it exited at 123.9. And then for 1.2 years, it was in an Oloroso Sherry, number 3 char. It entered at 123.9 proof, and it exit at 118.2 proof, and then they water the crap out of it and bring it down to 100. I wish they left it at the 118. But it is, I have to say, to me, it was drinking at the 100, and I said that, but man, it was giving me a hug. You don't usually get a hug like that from 100 proof.
I wasn't getting it. That's why
I was.
Why I was off. But it doesn't say anything about Ohio on the bottle.
Okay.
It says aged bottled right at the bottom. Aged bottled.
Aged and bottled by Old Line Spirit. Aged and bottled. Distilled in Ohio.
I don't know. Guess I didn't read the fine.
Okay, so it actually says it on the bottle. So there you go. But
this nose is really
we've done it. We've done a couple. One of you guys were awesome enough to send in this, and that's what made me run out. I bought all the 3 that we have. One's lower proof, one's higher proof. I do believe because I wanted to see
the
them.
Aviator one. I think is the higher one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have it right here on whatever this one is, but one of them was up there. It's 124.4 proof, in case you're wondering. But this is the one she picked, so that was good. Middle of the road. I'm still not getting the sherry, but man, it was such a dark.
Even in the nose,
No,
but maybe that's why it is so colorful.
Because it's 5 years in oak and yeah.
And I believe sherry is a darker color, so that could be why it's so. I am getting a malt flavor now.
100%.
I got to quit swishing because then that throws me. I automatically think when it tingles my tongue and makes baby oil, I go to a rye. And
I was getting the mint. I'm not getting that so much, but by the end of the time, and that's the tricky thing when you convince yourself. By the end of it, I kept saying it could be. I kept calling it one line, but I kept saying it could be. And I was on. The malt presence is heavy in this though, but there is such a darkness. I mean, this could have been mistaken for like a Texas whiskey also, because it really has that
almost
same
had
profile.
me twisted when you said
Yeah.
that. I'm like, oh, he could be right. It could be over there.
Yeah, it danced all around. So again, I'll be curious, all you guys out there, if you've tried these. I have yet to have one that we didn't like, because I know someone sent one in, and I think it might even 2 times. We got 2
maybe.
samples, 2 different samples from these.
It might have been actually. Who's from Maryland? I think it was.
I don't remember who sent it in. I can't remember that much, but I believe 2 different people sent in one where I was excited about it.
You do have to watch though, because at least here in Mass, they do crank these up for some reason. You gotta kind of know your price, because I went to a couple small stores, remember, and they were jacked
the
up.
Low proof one, yeah.
It was almost $18-20 more than MSRP. So,
as if I remember correctly, when I was looking at that, these come to Mass, but they're select stores.
in
the store that I went to, because I remember sending you there, because it wasn't that far from you, and it's when I tell you, it's not even the size of my garage. The store is tiny, right? It's a tiny little store.
It's barely the size of this room.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like just a tiny little store, and it's just you get what you get. But again, if you have tried this, leave a comment down below. These are very good. This drink still drinks harder than not in my mouth, but it's given me a nice hug. I would think,
because I took a bigger sip this time, and it does kind of stick in your throat a little bit. So
yeah, it really does. It drinks a lot thicker. I mean, the flavor stays.
Yeah.
And that's why I said it comes with a ton of flavor, whether people like the flavor or not. That because it brings a heavy.
This is not the extreme though of like the Garrison Brothers. To me, that
it's kind of on that. It's bringing you in that way. I get you.
So far,
it's not like the first time we did the Balcones, and we were like, "What the heck?" It's not that. It's not that burnt molasses.
And the nose is actually leans more towards a bourbon. Really, I don't get a heavy malt.
See, I'm getting a malt in the nose. Once I get it in the taste,
getting a huge caramel though.
No, there is definitely that too. Well, there you go.
It's worth a try.
It is. This is actually very good. So. Again, not sure about distribution. You guys can leave it, where you guys are, if it's available in your area. And I highly recommend it at the $49.99. This is bringing so much flavor. Again, if you like that flavor.
And I think this is another military owned.
This is one of the ones that it's affiliated that way with it when we looked it up before. So, well, there you go. This is the Old Line American Single Malt Whiskey. Finished in it's the double oak series. It's finished in a Sherry Cask. So that's good. I was looking for one more. Can we make any more noise, please? Single malt. So we can put them up against the Florida single malts to see where they come out. So this will work out with that. So that being said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.